How are you?
Good. How you doing, Jordan?
Doing well. Wanted to ask you about Nick Scott's development and his journey. I know that's something you've been really invested in over the last couple of years. And how have you seen him grow into the role that he is able to play now? But then also, how did you see him sort of extend himself to meet the moment when he was called upon to make those impact plays in the postseason?
Well, yeah, he so when Nick first got here, his focus was special teams, and obviously he was a really, really good special teams player for us. And I think once he had that success and saw what he was able to do in the NFL, and started to get more and more familiar and comfortable with playing safety, I think he started to envision the kind of player that he could become, and his preparation and work ethic towards the details of the safety position took off. And then he got a little bit of love in terms of being able to play a little bit last year, and towards the end of the year, really playing on our dime and dime packages, and got a lot of experience. Continued to build his confidence, and I think when he got to this year, even though he started off in a backup role, he was his confidence of what he could do when he got on the field was there, and I think it's just continued to grow, and he's played more and more, and he's made impact plays. Um, and I can't underscore enough how much Eric has meant to him too. Just bringing Eric in and not only giving somebody that has all the experience in the world, all the knowledge in the world, the communication, but I think him being on the field with Eric and the way Eric could talk to him and put him in different positions really gives him the confidence to go attack some of those plays, and it's led to some production. So, but a lot of credit to Nick, though. He is just continuing to grow and ascend. And it's just cool when you see a guy that was almost pigeonholed to do one thing as in terms of the special teams, and he redefined himself, and now he's defining himself as a really, really good NFL safety.
All right, we'll go to Ryan O'Halloran next.
Hey, Coach Ryan from the Denver Post. Working with Vic Fangio and then working with Brandon Staley, what kind of influences did those two coaches have on what your foundation will eventually be as a coordinator?
Well, good to meet you. Vic, obviously has meant a lot to me. Taught me a lot of football. Learned a lot from seeing how he went about it. Not only the X's and O's, but also the work ethic, the attention to detail, all the things that go on behind the scenes in terms of getting ready to do it. Brandon meant a lot as well. He when we transitioned from Wade to him, it was it was going back to a lot of what I had known, but I hadn't done in a while, and kind of making that thing fresh, and then also some of his new perspectives, especially bringing a lot of the college flavor that he had been exposed to it. But philosophically, it's the way we play now is what I believe in. But at the end of the day, it's all about your players, and you got to try to do the best you can with the players you have and put them in the spots that they could be their very best self. And I think any good coach, learning from Vic Fangio to the Wade Phillips to the Dom Capers, Monty Kiffins, Brandon Staley's, every coach, great coach that I've been with, that's what they do. It's not so much about your playbook; it's about what your players do best.
All right, we'll go to Shelby Allen next.
Hello, Coach. How are you doing today?
Great. How you doing, Shelby?
I'm doing awesome. I was just wondering how much or how little convincing did it take when you were talking to Eric Weddle about coming out of retirement?
It took a little bit, but he was excited for it. The great thing about Eric is that like you didn't have to worry about him being too far out of shape because he's gonna always work out for the rest of his life. You never worry about how quickly he's gonna learn. But I think he was just in such a good place with his family and the life that he kind of started leading to after retirement. And luckily our experience together, the location really helped it. I think if he was any further away, he probably might not have been up for it. But luckily it worked out. But it took a little bit of convincing because he was in a really good place. But I know he was excited for it, and I'm glad it worked out.
We'll go back to Ryan.
Hey, Ryan from the Denver Post got one more for you. You've known Nathaniel Hackett for a ton of years. How excited were you for him to get this chance, and what can fans expect out of him?
Well, yeah, he is a dear friend, and he's a hell of a football coach. And the Denver should be excited for him because he's going to bring a lot of energy, a lot of enthusiasm. Um, he's a relentless worker. He's extremely detailed. He's extremely innovative, always thinking ahead and thinking forward and thinking of better ways to do things. And they should all be excited. And he's also going to bring uh, accountability and toughness. And people are going to see the energy, the goofiness at times, and all that stuff. But I think a lot of players that have played for him will attest to how he's very direct, how he takes things head on. He doesn't shy away from anything, and they're going to get a really complete football coach, and I'm really excited for him and his family.
All right. If anyone else has a question, just raise your hand and I'll call on you. But those are all the hands I see for right now. So I'll just wait around for a little bit. All right. Shelby Allen for Backsports page. You can go ahead and ask another question.
Hello again, Coach. Cynthia Freeland at NFL Network noted a couple weeks ago that Joe Burrow's passer rating drops 30 points and his interceptions triple when opponents run a too high safety shell. Does Taylor Rapp's status control how comfortable you feel playing two deep safeties?
No, we feel very comfortable with all our guys playing our scheme. They're all in a good place right now, and they all are gained a lot of experience, and you never worry about obviously Eric with him doing anything out there. And I feel like the rest of the guys have come a long way, and everybody's ready to go.
Awesome, thank you.
Yes.
All right. Those are all the hands I see for right now. So we'll wait around for a little bit. But if you guys have any questions, just raise your hand and I'll call on you. All right. I see a hand from Augustine. I'll call on you.
Hi, Coach. Agustín Espósito from No Huddle in Argentina. Congratulations on getting here to the Super Bowl.
Thank you. Very much.
Question is about the preparation for this game. Is there something different about the preparation for a Super Bowl?
There's just a lot more time. And so you do have to weigh using the time to benefit you, obviously, versus overthinking it, because we're such creatures of routine that we're used to 1 week of preparation, so 6 days to get everybody ready to go, get the game plan in, figure out what the best way to attack. And, so you do want to utilize the extra time that you have, but at the same time, you want to make sure that you don't fall too far out of your rhythm and routine. The game is still the same game, even though it's on a bigger stage, and understanding that we don't want to overthink it or overcook it, and go out there and do what our guys do best and let them play fast.
All right. I'll call on Jake Malik.
Hey, Coach, how are you?
Great. How about yourself, Jake?
I'm good. Thank you very much. You guys got a pretty good task this weekend against Joe Burrow, a great young up-and-coming quarterback. Does it help having Matt Stafford be your team's quarterback, and practicing against him, having your guys have to face him and see what he can do? Does that help you prepare for a guy like Joe Burrow?
Yeah, I mean, anytime you have a player of his caliber on your roster, it's only going to lift everybody up, especially your defense. And even when you go back to training camp and all the reps against them, and OTAs, training camp, in season when we do our best on best 2 minute drills, you're going against an elite guy. You're going against one of the best players in the league, and that work and that preparation built up over time is only going to make you better. And so. Yeah, obviously they're different in terms of the things that they excel at and what they do, but just going against an elite quarterback definitely makes you better, and it has the service well.
All right, we'll go with Stu.
Hey, how's it going?
Great. How about yourself?
Pretty good. So Nick Scott, I think most people who are familiar with the story, he's up until recently, or in the latter half of the season, was kind of a core special teams guy, and here he is, kind of meeting the moment and making a lot of big plays in the playoffs. Has that surprised you at all, based on what you've seen in practice or working with him, and I guess what's it been like to, like I said, see him capitalize on those opportunities?
No, for me, it's not a surprise because we even going back to last year, you kind of saw him turning the page from being a special teams only guy to being able to be a functional safety. Even going back to last year, that latter part of the year, he played a lot for us on our sub packages and our dime packages, and I think that confidence that he gained from last season came into this season. And he really prepared to be, a starter. And he had all the confidence in himself that he could go out there and do it. And, spot duty during the years with injuries and stuff, he was able to do it. The confidence continued to grow. I think it really solidified when Eric came here. And, just that experience from a guy that's on the field dealing with you, who's been through so much, who could communicate at a high level, who can give you little tips and tales that, even coaches don't need. Has just taken him to an even further level. No, I'm not surprised by his success. When you see all the work that he's put into it, and when you see how his confidence has grown over the years, it makes perfect sense.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, those are all the questions we have for right now. If there are any other questions, just raise your hand. I'll be sure to call on you. All right, I see a hand raised, so we'll go to Rocco Law.
Hey, Coach, Rocco Law, WRHU New York. Quick question for you here. How have you been preparing Jalen Ramsey for this Sunday? And how have you been taking his comments recently about being vocal and, being vocal about being the best corner in the league? And do you believe that for the Rams?
Hey, Rocco. Yeah, Jalen's preparation and how we have been planning on utilizing them and game planning with them this week is no different. Obviously, we always want, he's an elite player, and I do believe he's the best corner in the league. And it's not just his physical skill set, but also his mental makeup and his intelligence and awareness. But it's always there's always going to be a function of playing him on the other team's best player for those matchups, and then his skill set is way beyond just covering it. It's his effect on a run game, his effect on rushing a passer. He could just do so many different things, even his awareness and zone coverage. And so we're going to put all his tools and traits into this game plan and try to utilize and feature him the best way we feel like is going to shine his talents. And sometimes that'll be matching up on certain guys, and sometimes that'll be doing different other things. So.
And just to follow up here, one more question here. What kind of respect have you been giving to in film and preparing for this week for Joe Burrow? He is young and he is an ascending star, but he's not quite at the level of Patrick Mahomes. What have you been preparing for him this Sunday, and what have you been telling the secondary and your guys on how to deal with Joe Burrow this Sunday?
Yeah, I mean, there's a reason that their team is here, and he's a big part of that. And he's an ascendant player, and obviously one of the better quarterbacks in this league. And we all have the utmost respect for him. What he could do throwing a ball, what he could do scrambling, what he could do keeping plays alive and playing off schedule. And obviously he's an intelligent guy that could do a lot of things with his mind as well. And so we have all the confidence in ourselves to go out there and play, understanding that we are playing against a great player and that they got great skill around them. But I think it's very obvious to most people that this is a very, very, very good football player.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck on Sunday.
Thank you, sir.
All right. If anyone else has a question, just raise your hand and I'll call on you. All right, Susie Colbert.
Hey, Coach. As long as you're just hanging around, I'll jump in here. I was asking Raheem about the keys to defending quick games, screens, and he talked about a little more sticky man coverage. Mm-hmm. What do you see as the keys to being really proficient in that, especially against this arsenal that they have?
Yeah, I completely agree. It's like you got to play man coverage, and you got to go challenge them and deny the ball. And I think having awareness when you do play zones to understand the kind of concepts you're getting and understanding the formations and the sets and the personnel groups that are going to give you those quick games and those screens. And so, they do a great job with their plan and their preparation, and we're going to have to be really on top of our game. But that's what we got to do. Especially knowing that people don't want to deal with our rush, and so we always have to be on high alert for those type of plays.
Beautiful. Appreciate it. Hey, good luck with your next step too.
Thank you, Susie.
All right, we'll go to Shelby Allen.
Hello again, Coach.
Shelby.
Jalen Ramsey had a drop late in the NFC Championship with the 49ers. Is this something you address with him, or do you let it lie because you know how seriously he takes his game?
Yeah, he's a perfectionist, and there's nothing that most coaches are going to say that he doesn't already know. We talk about it, and he's going to fix it, and wouldn't bet money on him against him not making that play the next time it presents itself.
All right. If anyone else has a question, just raise your hand. We've got about 4 more minutes. All right. I don't see anyone else, and we're pretty much wrapped up here. So I'm going to let Ejiro go. Thank you guys for your questions and your time.
All right. Thank you, guys.